I used these on a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan that had shocks that were leaking and worn out. The original shocks were standard OEM with a single leaf spring design underneath. I wanted to install a trailer hitch to tow a small 750-pound trailer plus the load. These shocks improved the suspension quite a bit without making the ride too harsh while going over bumps. I also installed Tambourine bump stop shocks in place of the OEM bump stops above the rear axle. During normal driving, these shocks provide a smooth, even ride. Then if I go over speed bumps, the bump stops limit the amount of axle travel upwards to a preset distance. The vehicle sits at a much better level height with these shocks, including the installed springs, instead of the way the rear was sagging without them. I'm very happy with the suspension upgrade. The van doesn't pogo anymore when I drive on bumpy roads, instead it rides very stable now. So happy with the instant upgrade in ride smoothness over bumps and stiffness in suspension for towing. Easy install, taking about 40 minutes. Quicker if you have help. No more scraping the Class 3 trailer hitch on the ground when backing out of my steep driveway. Went from a spongy 4-inch play with old shocks to about a half-inch play after install. No more rear end bouncing going over bumps now. Huge difference. Could not be happier. I combined them with the Tambourine suspension upgrade for towing, which I also bought of Amazon. Great combination. Thanks Amazon, Monroe and Tambourine. We do a fair amount of cargo hauling with our 2000 Dodge Grand Caravan. The old shocks allowed the rear end to drop so much that I could stand on the back bumper and it wouldn't drop anymore. These babies make it so you can hardly tell the difference between loaded and unloaded. I haven't noticed any ride difference between these and the old ones when unloaded, as the old shocks worked for bumps. The back end seems to sit a bit higher when unloaded. I docked a star because the rubber boot that keeps the spring from contacting the gas cylinder wasn't pushed all the way on, and I didn't notice it before installing, so it's hard to fix it now that they're on the car. It would probably be hard to fix it off the car too, as the boots are pretty tight. Installation was easy enough. Take rear tires off and then the 2 shock bolts and the old ones come off, and install as reverse as removal. You do have to adjust the axle height while the car is suspended to get the bolts to line up with the holes in the shocks, as the new shocks will not move around for you by hand like springless shocks. These shocks are worth every penny. I have been driving Dodge Grand Caravans for about 10 years. I have had 3 different ones. I was very happy with the ride in my 99. When I started driving my 02, the suspension seemed over soft in the back end, especially when I get a few kids in the back end. Click link in description for more reviews.